Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fall look for you. I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette from Morphe, and I'm just going to be using my Sonia Kashuk blending brush and using the lighter brown shade and putting that into my crease. And I do apologize, my face is kind of tore up. I already did my face before I even started putting on my eye makeup. I went camping last weekend and got so sunburnt and windburnt from just being out in the open. I obviously didn't put on enough sunscreen, but yeah, so if my face looks crazy, that's why, and that's why I decided to go ahead and put on my full face of makeup so that y'all didn't have to look at the crazy person underneath all of that. So obviously just going back and forth, trying to get that in my crease as good as possible. Then using my Morphe MB30 brush, I am just buffing that out a little bit, just going back over that in the crease. And the reason that I look so confused and crazy is because I was trying to use my tablet as a mirror because I left my mirror in the other room and I just was too lazy to go grab it. So that's why I look so confused. Here in a minute I stop recording and I go grab it. But if you see that I look confused, that's why. So now I'm just going to grab a regular flat-headed brush. This is from an old collection of brushes that I had a long time ago. I'm going to be using out of that palette the dark reddish purple color, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that all over my eyelid. I'm going to try not to get it up in the crease, and if I do, it's only going to be on the lower part of it. I also had to stop my recording for this as well because I like to get my brushes a little bit wet. It makes it stick better. So I stopped the recording here in a moment. I was getting a lot of fallout and it just wasn't staying as well as I wanted it to be staying. So there we go with that. I'm just trying to get that to stick on there as good as it can. And you won't really even be able to see this color once I put the top coat on it. The top coat, you can't really tell that there's a lot of purple underneath, but it does definitely have purple undertones, which is kind of what I wanted. I didn't want it to be so vibrantly reddish purple, but I did want there to be some slight purple undertones underneath the eyeshadow that I put on top of this. So now I'm going to be using the Morphe 35O palette. I'm going to be using the silvery pink shade, and my brush is wet. I just dipped it in there, and this is going to make it so much more metallic-y and just shine through as good as possible. And I'm just going to put that all over the purple that I used. I'm going to leave kind of a small line up at the top by my crease of that color that I just threw on there, but I don't want it to be so outstandingly purple, so I'm just kind of highlighting over it. And this shade that I'm using out of the Morphe 350 palette, I love this shade. It's perfect as like an inner corner highlight. Actually, before I had like a really good highlighter, I used that color as a cheekbone highlight for the longest time. And it actually worked pretty darn well. Pretty pleased with it. Alright, so now that I have that, it has still the same product from the Jaclyn Hill's Favorite palette, and I was just going back over that crease so that it shone through. Now I'm taking my Clinique Easy Lining pencil, and as much as I love this, sometimes it grabs, like if you have a glittery eyeshadow on, it'll grab that and spread it all across your eyeliner, and so it won't be as black as you want it to be. So I kind of dealt with it for this moment, but then afterwards I kind of, you'll see later on in the video, I put some NYX Liquid Liner over it that's just a more black color that's a little bit more intense, because I like my eyeliner to be very black. I don't like it to be shimmery with remains of the eyeshadow that got stuck on there. And I did not do a winged eyeliner. I felt like just doing a eyeliner just on the top of the lid like you would usually do. So now that I have that, I'm going to grab just my flat definer brush. I will link it in the description below. I cannot remember for the life of me what kind of Morphe brush this is, but I'm getting that red copper color out of the Morphe 350 palette, and I'm just going to put that underneath my eyes. And once I did this, I realized that it was a little bit too harsh for what I wanted to go for, because I had mixed this with a different color that you'll see here in a minute. And if you want to do that, that's totally fine. But I just felt like it made my eyes look too small and that I looked just kind of sickly almost. So I just decided to kind of wipe a little bit of that away. But feel free to do what you like. I just kind of feel like it makes me not look as interesting, or not as, what's the word? I guess classy. But that's not really what I'm going for either. So I ended up getting a darker brown, almost black color out of the Morphe 350 palette and mixing that with that. And I usually don't mind it, but today, since it was in the middle of the day, I just wanted to look nice and fresh, and I felt like with all of that underneath that it was just too harsh for what I wanted. So you can see me slightly wiping it away, and here in a minute I'll turn off the camera, and I had to go grab my other mirror for this, but I wanted to kind of wipe it off a little bit better, so I will do that here in a moment. I'm trying to mix it as best as I can and trying to get it to do what I want it to do and just trying to deal with it, but like I said, it was just too much for what I wanted it to go through that day. So now I'm going to move on to the other eye using the same exact products, and I'm going to stop talking and just kind of play some music over it, because this is exactly just what I did and I don't feel like repeating. Alright guys, that completes this look for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a comment, thumbs up, or subscribe. And please give me your honest feedback or any questions you have in the comments below. Thank you guys. Love you so much. Thanks so much for watching.